Published 0851 EDT, the 2nd of September 2017. Updated 0955 EDT, the 2nd of September 2017. The 29-year-old brunette who partied with Wayne Rooney before he drove her in her car has admitted she would have spent the night with the married football star. Laura Simpson, a single mother at phone, said she and Rooney hadn't discussed whether they were going back to his mansion in Prestley, but they wanted to be away from prying eyes. She told the Mile Online she would have him and claims he wanted to sleep with her too. She said, "I allowed him to drive my car, my black soft top, because I was too drunk to drive. Was I going to spend the night with him? Yes, perhaps. We hadn't really discussed it. We just wanted to be away from all those prying eyes." Asked about whether she believed they would have sex, she claimed that was clearly his intention. Why else would we be driving off together? I was up for it and so was he until he got arrested for drink driving. It spoiled the night. Laura Simpson, 29, the single mother, whose car was being driven by Wayne Rooney when he was pulled over and arrested for drink driving. Simpson, spotted on Friday, just hours after Rooney's arrest, in Cheshire. She said it was a mad few hours before the arrest. Ms. Simpson inside the car on Friday, hours after the arrest of Rooney. She and friends saw them in one bar and then went on to the second bar, 2 miles away, where they spoke to him. This is Laura Simpson, the 29-year-old brunette who let Wayne Rooney drive her home in her car after a 10-hour drinking session. Former England captain Wayne Rooney was seen talking on the phone as he was being driven back to his Cheshire mansion this afternoon by his agent Paul Stratford. She also says one of the footballers allegedly threatened her by text message, "Don't dare sell your story to the papers. You know what will happen. Yeah, I'll be making more for him and he doesn't need it." The £40,000 a year regional sales manager for a property developer said, "I'm dreading going into work on Monday. They'll all be talking about me and Wayne, but nothing really happened, just a kiss and squeeze. But I've had these threatening texts from a friend of Wayne's, which is worrying." She was on a night out with friends at the Bubble Room when she spotted Rooney. But she says they did not speak until after her group and his moved to the Symposium Bar, 2 miles away in Wilmslow. She said there was a big group and the drinks were flowing. "I ended up talking to Wayne about this and that and we were having a right laugh. He kept admiring my boobs, saying I'd like to get my hands on them. I'm a single girl and I'm allowed to have some fun. I was swept away with the moment, but I wasn't awestruck. I'm not a marriage wrecker. It was all playful fun and it had loads to drink. We had a kiss, a hug, some banter, harmless fun. When the bar was closing, one of Wayne's pals came up to me and said, 'You know Wayne likes the look of you and wants to go somewhere with you.' I said, 'Yeah, okay.' I was told to meet him outside in a waiting taxi which had been called. It was about 1:15 a.m. We arranged for the taxi to drop us at my friend's house where I had left my car earlier." She added the taxi dropped us off. It was a 5-minute ride or so and Wayne paid. We didn't go into the house but decided to drive off into the night. We had no idea where we were going." Former England captain Rooney, 31, was charged with drink driving yesterday after being pulled over while allegedly taking single mother Ms. Simpson home in her Volkswagen Beetle. The Everton star's pregnant wife Colleen, 31, was on holiday in Mallorca while he was partying near their £6 million home on Thursday night. She has since been seen at their home after flying back by private jet on Friday. Ms. Simpson is believed to have left with Rooney following a raucous night where the footballerite was seen dancing on tables and singing Oasis songs. Rooney was driving her VW Beetle, above, when he was pulled over by cops after the night out. Laura told Mile Online, "I felt safe with Wayne. His driving was okay. We were on the road for 1,015 minutes, and then we thought we saw flashing police lights, so Wayne slowed down. He wasn't speeding, and stopped at the side of the road. There were 2 officers, I think, and Wayne looked really worried. He turned and said to me, I'm sorry, yeah, I'll be okay, I'm getting out of here. On reflection, he was foolish for driving me car if he was over the limit, it was silly." She told The Sun Wayne was PD right off and really worried about it. "It all happened so fast. It was a whirlwind. I don't know if it's because I was that drunk, but he didn't seem that drunk to me." Rooney posed for selfies with fans at a host of bars and restaurants near his Prestbury home before attempting to drive home in a black car owned by the 29-year-old office worker from Salford, Greater Manchester, just after 2 a.m. Some 10 hours earlier he met up with former Manchester United teammate Wes Brown and Burnley defender Phil Bardsley's younger brother to begin their night. The trio went for a meal at Italian restaurant Piccolino in Alderley Edge at around 4 p.m. and then moved on to the plush Bubble Room bar where they partied until 10 p.m. Onlookers saw the trio singing and dancing to local band Funky Treacle, who were playing Oasis covers, and Rooney was seen bellowing their rendition of Wonderwall at around 10 p.m. The office worker said Rooney had been paid off when he was pulled over by police around 2 a.m. Ms. Simpson described the night as a mad few hours and admitted that it may not have been wise for Rooney to drive her home. Rooney was driven back to his Cheshire mansion by his agent after being released from custody on Friday afternoon. Ms. Simpson is believed to have been introduced to Rooney in the Bubble Room cocktail bar, where they had a laugh drinking Prosecco and vodka together. She claims the footballer left through the back of the bar and ordered them a taxi to her car. Colleen, who has 3 sons with Rooney, is said to be livid and embarrassed having learned of Thursday night's antics. A source close to the couple said her friends have grown increasingly concerned at his behavior over the last couple of months. Colleen has previously put him on a final warning to shape up, and this has emphasized the need for real change, the source told The Sun. After his arrest, he spent almost 12 hours in cells before being bailed and driven home by his agent Paul Stratford while making stony-faced phone calls on his mobile. In the early hours of Friday morning, the group were seen inside the late-night cocktail bar Symposium in the nearby town of Wilmslow, just 2 miles away. The venue is owned by Hollyoaks actor Ashley Taylor-Dawson. Rooney was photographed smiling next to fan Jack McIver in the Bubble Room bar in Alderley Edge, Cheshire, last night. Around 4 hours later, Rooney was arrested. Rooney Centre had been hanging out with former Manchester United teammate Wes Brown left on the night Rooney, England's all-time record goal scorer, was stopped by police on Thursday night. Stock photograph. Colleen Rooney was photographed in Mallorca showing off her baby bump left after she confirmed the couple are expecting their 4th child together. After leaving the venue, Rooney was pulled over while driving a black VW Beetle and was arrested by officers. A source told Metro that he was 3 times over the limit. He was then granted bail and was spotted wearing Thursday night's clothes after spending the night at Middlewich Custody Suite. The former Champions League winner looked dispirited on the phone while slumped in the back of the Range Rover as he was driven home by his agent Paul Stratford. Cheshire police today confirmed they have charged Rooney with driving whilst over the prescribed limit. He was pulled over just yards from Symposium and was later released on bail. He is due to appear at Stockport Magistrates Court on September 18. A photograph of Rooney smiling with fan and county cricketer Jack McIver inside Bubble Room was posted on McIver's Instagram page at 10 p.m. on Thursday night. His cricket teammate Gary Davies told Mail Online he will get some stick tomorrow when he plays. The former England and Manchester United star spent his Thursday night in the Bubble Room in Alderley Edge. Pictured Rooney was alleged as being visibly drunk, and an onlooker said he was being friendly and nice to people. He was seen drinking vodka and lager, according to people in the bar. A source told Mail Online, "I saw Wayne Rooney with 2 of his friends inside Symposium at around 2 a.m. The source said he thought that Rooney was visibly drunk and said he would be surprised if it was true." The football star later got behind the wheel. Another witness said Rooney was drinking beer inside Bubble Room. They told Mail Online Wayne was with Wes Brown and Phil Bardsley's younger brother. They were singing songs and watching the live band. They all sang Wonderwall by Oasis. 1 p.m. Wayne Rooney leaves training in Halewood, Merseyside. 4 p.m. Diners spot Rooney eating at Italian restaurant Piccolino in Alderley Edge. One posted on Facebook casually sitting next to Wayne Rooney. 10 p.m. County cricketer Jack McIver takes pictures with Rooney at Bubble Room in Alderley Edge. 2 a.m. Revelers say they saw Wes Brown and Wayne Rooney partying at Symposium in Wilmslow into the early hours. Just after 2 a.m. Rooney is arrested by Cheshire police just outside Symposium. 1:20 p.m. Police confirm Rooney has been charged with driving whilst over the prescribed limit. He left at about 10:30 p.m. and Wayne was just drinking beer. A police spokesman said the man was arrested shortly after 2 a.m. today, Friday the 1st of September, after officers stopped a black VW Beetle on Altrincham Road, Wilmslow. Wayne Rooney, aged 31, has since been charged with driving whilst over the prescribed limit. Rooney has been released on bail and is due to appear at Stockport Magistrates Court on 1,892,017. Funky Treacle band member Neil Shahum was performing at Bubble Bar while Rooney was partying. He said the crowd went wild when he belted out Oasis. The singer told Mail Online it was happy night and there was a party for someone's 25th. I didn't see Rooney. I was playing guitar, sax and keys whilst singing, so I tend to be quite focused. The owner of the late-night cocktail bar where Rooney was last seen before being arrested on suspicion of drink driving claims the footballer had a good time. George Giannis claimed that the Everton striker had come into swanky bar Symposium after previously being in the Bubble Room across the road. However, he claimed he nor any of his staff had served Rooney any alcohol to his knowledge and were unaware that he had been arrested until reading the news this morning. The chef, who owns the bar, said Rooney was in here last night and I think he had a good time. I know I didn't serve him a drink and I'm not sure if anyone else did, but as far as I know he didn't drink in here. Whether he'd been drinking somewhere else is a different thing. I heard he went to the bubble room then came here. Police officers were filmed parked outside Rooney's home in Cheshire after he was arrested on suspicion of drink driving. An onlooker described seeing Rooney in the Symposium cocktail bar at around 2 a.m. on Friday morning. Rooney ended up in Symposium in Wilmslow, pictured after dancing in a nearby bar with his friends. The trio went for a meal at Italian restaurant Piccolino in the Village at around 4 p.m. Pictured Rooney was singing and dancing inside the bubble room bar at 10 p.m., which is just 5 miles from his home in Prestbury. He was later spotted inside the Symposium cocktail bar up until 2 a.m. but was later arrested just yards away. He had his night out and he left, but I'm not too sure what time as I was so busy behind the bar. Then I woke up to the news that he had been done for drink driving. It isn't a great thing to do and we wouldn't encourage anyone to do it. Mr. and Mrs. Rooney have lived in Cheshire for the past 12 years, in a mansion in Prestbury, not far from the Everton training ground at Finch Farm. This is the latest drink-related indiscretion in Rooney's private life, which have often run parallel to an impressive playing career. Last November he was seen stumbling around and could hardly speak after crashing a wedding following England's win over Scotland in a World Cup qualifier. The striker joined England teammates at the upmarket The Grove Hotel in Watford, Hertfordshire, wearing an England shirt. Rooney appeared happy to be recognised as the team enjoyed rounds of beer and red wine with members of the FA. The father of three reportedly stayed on after most of the group turned in for the night and posed for photos with wedding guests. A source said his speech was slurred, his lips were red with wine and his eyes were red. At midnight he was asked if he would come and say hello to guests at a private wedding party. The source added he was really S-faced. He was not a pretty sight by the time he left around 1 a.m. Former England captain Wayne Rooney, pictured, has been arrested on suspicion of drink driving. Colleen Rooney uploaded a photograph of her with her 3 children, Kai, Clay and Kit, to her Instagram page earlier this week. Rooney, pictured with his wife Colleen, is believed to have been taken to a local police station in Cheshire. The 31-year-old was playing in his side's 20 defeat away to Chelsea on Sunday afternoon. Colleen recently announced they are expecting their 4th child, and it is believed the couple, along with their 3 children, Kai, Clay and Kit, are planning to move to a new £10 million mansion. Before the start of this season, Rooney resigned for boyhood club Everton this summer after rejoining from Manchester United. He also announced his retirement from international football last week after scoring 53 goals in 119 caps for England. Since his return to Goodison Park, Rooney has scored 2 goals in 3 games and played in his side's 20 defeat away at Chelsea on Sunday. Rooney is not the first international footballer to be stopped on suspicion of drink driving. In February, Liverpool striker Roberto Firmino was banned from the road for 12 months and fined £20,000 after admitting drink driving. The Brazilian, 25, was stopped and breathalyzed at 3 a.m. on Christmas Eve on Strand Street in Liverpool city centre. Firmino had 46 micrograms of alcohol in 100 milliliters of his breath, which is above the legal limit of 35. In a statement issued after the hearing, he said, "I apologize, without reservation, to the club, the manager, my teammates and the supporters for putting myself in this situation. What I have done is wrong and sets a bad example, crashing weddings and bedding prostitutes." Wayne Rooney's checkered past. Be Charlie Moore. From crashing weddings to bedding prostitutes, Rooney has an infamous history of misdemeanors. In July 2004 it was revealed that Rooney cheated on his then-girlfriend Colleen with a prostitute, Charlotte Glover. He paid the 21-year-old £140 before leaving her with a signed autograph as a souvenir. 1 month late, he had sex with prostitute Gina McCarrick, 37, at a brothel in Liverpool which charges £45 a time. Checkered past. From crashing weddings to bedding prostitutes, Rooney has an infamous history of misdemeanors. Visited her 10 times and was caught on CCTV. At the same brothel he slept with 48-year-old grandmother Patricia Tierney, who wore a rubber catsuit and was known as the Old Slapper. Rooney later apologized, saying, "Foolish as it now seems, I did on occasions visit massage parlors and prostitutes. I now regret it deeply and hope people may understand that it was the sort of mistake you make when you are young and stupid. It was at a time when I was very young and immature." In 2008, Rooney was pictured smoking in the pool of his Las Vegas hotel while on his honeymoon with Colleen. Wayne Rooney and girlfriend Colleen McLaughlin, who he cheated on with prostitutes. Footballers, who need to remain in peak physical condition, are banned from smoking, but a source said he didn't seemed to have a care in the world. In July 2009 Rooney slept with a £1,000 a night prostitute while his wife Colleen was pregnant with their son Kai. He met up with Jennifer Thompson, 21, 7 times over 4 months and even took her on dates to bars, clubs and casinos. He thought Colleen would leave him, saying, "My life is in ruins, I've been so stupid," but she took him back. Rooney was later spotted smoking in the street and urinating behind a bottle bank as he stayed up until dawn at a Manchester nightclub. Then in November last year, Rooneygate crashed a wedding after a late-night drinking session in Hertfordshire. Rooney, 31, joined England teammates at the Grove Hotel in Watford, Hertfordshire, where they took photos with wedding guests in May 2010, before England crashed out of the World Cup in South Africa. Father of 3, Rooney insisted being a father had changed his life. He said becoming a dad means you have to be a role model for your son and be someone he can look up to. Now I have someone to look after and I just want to be with Kai and Colleen as much as possible. I don't go clubbing very much anymore, maybe only a couple of times a year. I'm now in bed by 10:30 p.m. It have given you a lift, pal. Internet reacts to Wayne Rooney drink driving claims with onslaught of memes as fan who posed with the star striker at 2 a.m. jokes that have driven him home by Scott Campbell. The internet has reacted with an onslaught of memes after former England captain Wayne Rooney was charged with drink driving following a night on the town. One fan who met the star striker in the early hours even joked that he would have given the footballer a lift home. The 31-year-old striker was seen dancing on the tables and singing Oasis songs in a Bubble Room bar in Alderley Edge, close to his £6 million home last night. He posed for selfies with fans and was later stopped by police while driving a black car just after 2 a.m. and is believed to have been 3 times the limit, according to the Metro. Mr. Rooney, pictured right, is pictured with fan Cayman Swindlehurst, who joked the next day about the star striker's arrest. The footballer was compared to Shrek as Twitter reacted to his arrest. Cayman Swindlehurst, 26, who posted a picture taken with Mr. Rooney at 2 a.m. today, joked about the star's arrest. He wrote on Twitter, "Can't believe I met my idol last night, then he gets arrested an hour later for drink driving." Tagging the footballer, the 27-year-old, from Wilmslow, added, "It have given you a lift, pal." The allegations have provoked a hilarious backlash online, with the footballer compared to Shrek as fans mock his arrest with dozens of memes. One Twitter user named Josh Riley joked, "Great to see Rooney's leg at England to get on the ale. The Everton effect." One user named Josh Riley wrote, "Great to see Rooney's leg at England to get on the ale. The Everton effect." Another added an image of the character Shrek, writing -m footage of Wayne Rooney walking sick a straight line for police last night. One of the memes featured a man blowing into a breathalyzer with the hashtag Friday feeling. Mr. Rooney was this afternoon spotted looking sheepish while on the phone as he was driven back to his Cheshire home by his agent Paul Stretford. Last night, he was partying with his former Manchester United teammate Wes Brown and Burnley defender Phil Bardsley's younger brother. Onlookers saw the trio singing and dancing to local band Funky Treacle, who were playing Oasis covers, and Rooney was seen bellowing their rendition of Wonderwall at around 10 p.m. One of the memes featured a man blowing into a breathalyzer with the hashtag Friday feeling. The internet reacted with an onslaught of hilarious images and tweets following Mr. Rooney's arrest. Rooney's wife Colleen was pictured on holiday in Mallorca showing off her baby bump earlier this week, and she is believed to be on her way home. The former Champions League winner looked dispirited on the phone while slumped in the back of the Range Rover as he was driven home by his agent Paul Stretford. He was granted bail and was spotted wearing last night's clothes after spending the night at Middlewich Custody Suite. In the early hours of this morning, the trio were seen inside the late-night cocktail bar Symposium in the nearby town of Wilmslow, just 2 miles away. The venue is owned by Hollyoaks actor Ashley Taylor-Dawson. The group were spotted earlier that day eating at Italian restaurant Piccolino in the village at around 4 p.m. Cheshire Police today confirmed they have charged Rooney with driving whilst over the prescribed limit. He was pulled over just yards from Symposium and was today released on bail. He is due to appear at Stockport Magistrates Court on September 18. Sorry, we are not currently accepting comments on this article.